Joined now by actor, radio host and musician Kaya Dladla. Now Kaya plays the role of Lazarus in The House of Zwide. The ETV telenovela grabs the focus of over 4 million South Africans every night. The story delves into the glamorous and cutthroat world of fashion. Now the character Lazarus is a gay man. He's also the best friend of the fashion house boss. And while the telenovela offers a fantastic storyline, it's also delivering a really fresh approach to how gay characters are portrayed. And Kaya joins us now in studio. Kaya, thank you so much for coming in. We do appreciate it. It's lovely to have you in studio.
Thank you so much for having me, Sally.
Talk to me about the success of House of Zwide. People absolutely love it, and it's done really, really well. And you had big shoes to fill because it replaced Rhythm City, didn't it?
It's massive. It was the scariest part of what we're doing. But I think the beauty of it all is how everyone was so positive and how everyone was just so into it from each department. Putting House of Zwide together was a massive project for everyone.
Now, it's a telenovela, and the way I always understand a telenovela, and you'll know better than me, it's a soap opera that has an actual end.
Yes.
Because we know You're Bold and the Beautiful is just going for year after year after year. So tomorrow night's the big end of
Yes.
House of Zwide. But it's interesting because it relates to, it's got to be real. You've got to really relate to the people,
Yes.
but at the same time they work very much on stock characters and very specific storylines. And into that comes Lazarus, a gay man, played by yourself. And before we chat about the role of Lazarus, let's just take a listen or a little look at some of your work.
You want to focus on Fashion Week, and that's exactly what we want to do.
Listen, I need the whole team to move into the venue tomorrow, okay? And we need to select our models.
As soon as this show pops, in kitchen House of Zwide.
Even Vogue is tweeting about it.
Oh, Josie Fashion Week, Rabatzena. Let's get naked.
Okay, and who are we wearing tonight?
Oh, yes. Munarema.
Go, guys, Zwide.
It's about to get funky up in here.
24/7. Let's go.
We're moving to the next level. Oh, you've created a beautiful show, my love.
All right, so talk to us about Lazarus, because my understanding, Lazarus is a gay man and wears women's clothes.
Yes.
So does that mean that Lazarus is a non-binary character?
I would like to say non-binary for the sake of being more relatable to the entire community, because it's quite a large community of the LGBT that needs to be represented at all times. So it's there. I need each person to find a piece of themselves within the character.
And you know, I was chatting to my younger colleagues. In my day, you were gay or you were straight, basically.
Yeah.
It was, and that's the binary, isn't it?
Yes.
But non-binary is, well, there's a whole lot in between, and there's a lot of gender fluidity within that. And I think young people grasp that a lot easier than my generation, purely because there's lots of terminology. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to offend anyone.
Sure.
So I know that you are a gay man in real life. Would you describe yourself as non-binary in real life as well?
I'm non-binary in real life.
So then I have to say, what is your pronoun that you prefer?
I would like to go for whatever you feel comfortable with. Because I would not be insulted, especially when you've asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how it goes.
Let's go.
Talk to us about your character Lazarus, because you've said that it's in the past we've seen very typical, sort of stereotypical gay portrayal, and of course there's a whole gamut of what gay is. It doesn't have to be frills and flounces and all your stereotypes. And there was something about this role that really interested you in that regard. Talk to me about that.
So in this role specifically, I was excited by the fact that the character was not being made to be a person of weakness. It comes across as very strong, very noble, very wise, very stern, know who they are, they're educated, because we see a lot of how that is never communicated that strong for the LGBT community characters that are created. It's always a comic relief that comes through of probably can't articulate properly even. So this time around, it was a beautiful challenge, and the fact that they made the character's best friend a straight married man with children.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. It's so much fun.
So talk to me about audience response, because I think that a lot of the times many people watching are fairly conservative and they're used to the same old, same old.
Yes.
Have you been surprised by people being more open than you expected, or has it actually been difficult at times?
It is such an anxiety point when the show's about to start and people are about to be introduced to a new character. It's even more scarier when it's a character of a gay character even. So the response has been so shocking, that the amount of love I receive and some of the comments I bump into when I'm at a mall and people are like, oh, my dad was so homophobic, but he loves you. And I'm like, what? So it's beautiful in how it sends a message, and it's been opening up to a lot of understanding, because I think every day is education.
Yeah. I think it's important in a country like ours where sadly people are still murdered for being gay. I mean, that's our reality. We have one of the most forward-thinking constitutions in the world, but we have still got such a level of prejudice. So important, the role that you're playing within an incredibly powerful telenovela. I've got to ask you about tomorrow night. I mean, it's huge. There's all these dresses all around ETV. We've all been talking about that. That's beautiful. Can you give fans just a little idea what to expect? Obviously, you're not allowed any spoilers.
I don't even think they know what's going to happen. And people have been begging for so much. They've been asking for the truth to come out. They've been asking for a lot. They're going to get a lot, and I'm not even sure if they're going to get they're going to get more than what they asked for.
Oh, well, that's always fantastic. But of course, telenovelas being what they are, that is it tomorrow. Yeah. No more House of Zwide. So what next for you?
Oh, no. House of Zwide goes on again.
Oh, really? So this telenovela has lots of seasons. Pretty much like Jane the Virgin. That was a great telenovela that had like 10 seasons but did eventually end.
Yeah, we are coming back.
Oh, so it might be a cliffhanger tomorrow night.
It's going to be hectic. It's going to be very hectic. It's bad. I mean, today was a verification on the amount of work everyone at House of Zwide has put in. So biggest shout out to all of them. 8 nominations for the SAFTAs tonight. So we are super excited. Big ups to everyone from House of Zwide. Absolutely
marvellous. And thank you so much for joining us in studio. It sounds super exciting. Enjoy every moment of it. That, of course, is Kaya Dladla, who plays Lazarus in the ETV telenovela House of Zwide, which culminates tomorrow evening on ETV.